At the end of this video, we'll take a look at Mad Ramp's innovative pivoting ramp system, the safer, easier way to transport your ATVs and snowmobiles. Stick around. Before we begin, I'd like to give a quick shout out to our friends at the historic Lancaster Motel in Lancaster, New Hampshire. The Lancaster Motel has been serving snowmobilers since the 60s, and they are the perfect eastern trail riding destination for snowmobilers young and old. The Lancaster Motel is right on Corridor Trail 5 in Lancaster, New Hampshire, with plenty of parking for vehicles, sleds, and trailers. Plus, the Lancaster Motel is within walking distance of Crane's Snowmobile Museum, plus restaurants, shopping, entertainment, and more. Click the link in the description to learn more about the Lancaster Motel. Good evening and welcome to the podcast. I'm really glad you're here tonight. I have a full slate of vintage snowmobile entertainment in store for you tonight. And if you're like me, if you like vintage Arctic Cat snowmobile clothing and memorabilia, we've got a show for you tonight. This is going to be sensory overload, and I cannot wait to bring our guest, Bob Palmer, to you. Now, before we get into all of that, I just want to make sure that everything is working properly. So if you can see this face and hear this voice, I'm going to ask you to make a comment in the comment section. Please let me know where you're viewing this from, and let me know if you are a first-time viewer or a regular viewer. Now, if you are a first-time viewer to the podcast, I thank you so much for checking us out. I hope that you enjoy this, and I hope that you decide to join us every single week, every Thursday night at 9 p.m. For this Vintage Snowmobile podcast. And as always, to our regular viewers, thank you so much for coming in here every single week to be a part of this podcast. We could not do this without you. I could not do this to crickets. So you guys are amazing, and I thank you so much for that. Let's get into the comments here real quick. I apologize. I've got a little bit of a wheeze tonight. I've got an allergy thing going, but we are going to get through it here. The show must go on. Let's take a look here. Our good friend Brian Robillard is here from Putnam, Connecticut, and we're going to be showing one of his videos tonight. We've got John Spranger Jr., a regular viewer from Central Wisconsin. We have Josh Leviker from Tug Hill, New York. We have Ed Holden from Potter, Colorado. Robert McQueen up at camp in West Stewartstown, New Hampshire. That is my old stomping grounds. Robert, I used to just live over the bridge in Canaan, up on Lake Wallace. Some great snowmobiling up that way. Kyle Daniel from Berks Falls, Ontario. We have William Pestella from Speculator, New York. We have a Facebook user says hi, Mike. Brian T. Wilson from Barrie, Ontario, Canada. Brian Wilson says, hey, Kyle. Stacy and Art Fosler, regular viewers from Platkill, New York. Richard Brazo, regular viewer from Coleman, Wisconsin. Kyle Daniel says hi to Brian. Nick Kafez says we're coming in loud and clear from Shelby Township, Michigan. Oops, see, things are coming in so hot and heavy here. I lost my place. Sorry, folks. Okay, here we go. Cindy Arns Custer from Arizona. Outstanding. First-time viewer from Arizona. I used to live out there. That's a beautiful state. Thank you for coming on, Cindy. We really appreciate it. Jonathan Boulain from Joliet, Quebec. Kenny Myers from Hale, Michigan. First-time viewer. Thank you for checking us out. David Croto, looking good, tuning in for the second week in a row from Claremont, New Hampshire. Darren Milner from BC, Canada. Thanks for coming on. Jason Erickson, Western Wisconsin, popping cherry here. I don't even want to ask what that means, but I'm glad that that's going well for you. Tom Gregory, regular viewer from Armada, Michigan. Perry Chemnitz, regular viewer from Pembina, North Dakota. Jack Call from Groveton, New Hampshire. George Zandbelt from Winchester, Ontario. Brody Messner, regular viewer from Henderson, Minnesota. Thank you so much for coming on, Brody. Richard Knox from Fairbanks, Alaska. We'd like to get Richard Knox on here at some point. That would be great. David Siniff, regular viewer from Bay City, Michigan. Peter Chappell from Cuyahoga, New York, regular viewer. Brett Esseltine, loud and clear from Cicero/Bridgeport, New York. Dick Rollison, Troy, Pennsylvania, first-time viewer. Thanks for coming on, Dick. Scott Verdon, regular viewer. Thank you from Michigan. In fact, I owe you an email, Scott. Jeff Nix, regular viewer from North Liberty, Iowa. Billy LaJoy from Auburn, Michigan, first-time viewer. Thank you for checking us out. Kyle Daniel from Berks Falls, Ontario, first-time viewer. Appreciate your checking us out. Amy Catalan, Hummelstown, Pennsylvania, first-time viewer. Thank you for coming on and checking us out. A lot of first-time viewers on tonight. This is outstanding. Rob Grover, also a first-time viewer from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Appreciate your checking us out. We've just got a few more here, and we're going to bring on our guest. I appreciate that we've got such an abundance of people checking in. This is absolutely amazing. Rosemary Wynot from Troy, Pennsylvania, first-time viewer. We're glad that you're on. Bill Crowell from Ponsford, Minnesota. Oops. Things are coming in so hot and heavy here. I lost my place. Here we go. Jeremy Eckroth from Berwick, Pennsylvania. Gregory Burkholder, Cat Scratch Fever, Lancaster, Pennsylvania. You got Cat Scratch Fever, and I've got the Wango Tango. Trent Messner from South Central Minnesota. Ed Holden, first-time viewer from Potter County. Thank you for coming on. Rick Romanini, Tecumseh, Michigan. Croy Cameron from Western Maryland. John Kriske from Omaha, Nebraska, first-time viewer. Appreciate your checking us out. Just a few more here before we get to our guest. Mike Seaburn, first-time viewer from Angola, Indiana. One more, and we're going to bring our guest on. Rusty Russ from Corinth, New York. We've got some more coming in, but I'll have them popping up on the screen while we're talking on our guest. I don't want to keep him waiting any longer. Let me add him to the stream here. We've got our good friend, Bob Palmer. Let me get your mic on, Bob. How you doing, Bob?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm really glad to have you on. Now, I understand you are a collector extraordinaire of all things vintage Arctic Cat from the early 70s. Wonder if you could fill us in on that.
I do my best. I started collecting heavily about 12 years ago, and it just spiraled out of control. And next thing you know, I filled up just about every room in my house, and I'm still looking for more.
That's amazing. You're my kind of guy. Yeah, I love that vintage stuff from the early 70s, especially the cat. There's something amazingly special about the cat paraphernalia. Now, I think you had a story about this jacket you're wearing. I wonder if you could tell me about that.
This jacket that I have on now, it's the Icelander coat. This one here was still in the box, and we'll get to the other Icelander coats when we work our way up to the loft, because I really have a special one to show you.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, why don't we do this? I'm going to turn the camera around so you've got the full screen. I wonder if you could give us the narrated tour. And as people are reviewing this and have comments or questions, by all means, please leave comments for us in the comment section. So yeah, as you're turning that camera around, once you get that turned around, I'll switch it so you've got the full screen here.
Do you want me to turn it around?
Yes, yeah, like we did a little earlier. That way you'll be able to see your screen and
How's that?
there we go. Perfect. That's wonderful. I'm going to put you full screen.
Okay.
Outstanding.
All right, we'll start off with some of the easy stuff. I have a Beat the Cat game, and the box is pristine. None of the corners are cracked or torn.
Yeah.
It has all the game pieces. It has all the markers. All the pieces are there, along with the instructions, and all the playing cards.
That's impressive. That was at what, mid 70s, 74 roughly, I'm going to guess?
Yeah, around there.
Wonderful.
Here's one piece that you wouldn't think would be on a vintage snowmobile site, but it's one of my favorite pieces. This was the box that I assume they gave out to the employees on Thanksgiving.
Oh, wow. Is that like the Thanksgiving turkey?
The Thanksgiving turkey box.
No kidding. Arctic Enterprises.
Yeah, I mean, who
That
would
is
ever have thought that someone would have kept one that long? But it's in really good shape for its age, and I'm glad to have it.
Yeah, for sure. And oven ready, no less.
Yeah, that's right.
Here's
another piece which is interesting. I've never seen one of these before either.
Burglar alarm. Wow.
And all the pieces are there.
So if someone starts to mess with that sled, an alarm will sound. Is that what's going on there?
I would assume that's what it does. I should put batteries in it and give it a shot, but I haven't fooled with it yet. But the instructions are all here and all the parts are here, and it's a really neat piece. I've never seen another one.
I've never seen such a thing. That's amazing. That has to be incredibly rare.
But yeah, I really like the turkey box. That's something different for sure.
Yeah, that's the gift that keeps on giving right there.
That's for sure. And I like to pick up just the little knickknacks. You know, here's a rivet kit for the tracks that had the grouser bars, the cleated tracks. Everything's still in there and still in the plastic, along with the instructions.
New old stock.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
But everything's there. So we'll start in the first room. Unlike the vintage sled guys, you know, they can pull their sleds off a trailer and literally be set up in 5 minutes. It takes me hours. And the things that I'm going to show you tonight, it's not even half. And it took me all day to set a lot of this stuff up. Here's a few of my Black Magic items.
Wow. That's what, from the 90s?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Wow. Oh, I like that race sled.
Yeah.
That's what, from the late 80s, that one?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Got an ashtray, yeah. Black Magic, yeah.
Yep. Got a deck of playing cards, and they're all there.
Nice.
I have a few more Black Magic t-shirts still in the bag.
Nice.
This one here is as well. And this is from 93. I have a bunch of Catfest stuff too. These t-shirts are still in the bag.
Yeah.
And there's the deck of playing cards.
Nice.
So we'll move out here to the shelf that's in my living room. These are the dash mounted and pod mounted compasses from back in the day. And they were still in the box with all the parts and all the mounting accessories.
Nice. I love that purple ring.
Yeah. And of course, a lot of people have the Ice Patrol model, and that's all there.
Nice.
And then here's one from the 80s.
Very nice. That's a Jeep Comanche pickup or something?
Yeah, yeah. This here piece is before they made computers, I guess. These are all the parts. The parts cards. I guess when a dealer would order cards, he would order them off these cards instead of a computer. There must be, I have 2 or 3 racks of these. There must be 10,000 of these cards.
So that's how they fulfill those orders.
Yeah, it's really neat to go through it and see some of the parts, and clothing is actually included. It's really a neat piece for sure.
Yeah, I like that. I've never seen
This
anything like that either. That's like
no,
internal Thief River Falls stuff.
yeah. This
Go
picture
ahead.
here, this was signed by Edgar.
Really? Edgar Hattin.
Yeah. Yep.
That's amazing.
There's a can of paint.
Yeah. Now, what's that
This
dial
here,
network? What does that mean?
this I picked up at Heydays a few years ago. This is probably something that sat on somebody's desk. It was just a telephone directory.
Wow. So an internal directory of all of the employees if you need to reach someone
Yeah.
inside the company.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Now we'll see some of the buttons I have here. Most of these are politically incorrect and probably wouldn't work today, but we're going to show them anyhow.
That's all good. The cat's purr. Spirit's gonna move you. The cat will be here year after year. That is amazing. The cat was here. Good times are coming on the cat. I remember that campaign.
Yeah.
Get something exciting between your legs. Ride an Arctic Cat snowmobile. Here we go. Oh, I like sex and the Arctic Cat snowmobile. Nice. This is the year of the cat. I remember that campaign. The cat was here.
Yeah.
That's amazing. What is it? Be nice to me. What's that say? Be nice to me. I have an Arctic Cat. Or
Yep.
Nice.
Here's a dealer sticker that probably went on his window.
Yeah.
I have a couple gas cans. They're in pretty good shape.
Nice. Purple power lube. I remember that.
Yep.
Panther purple.
Yep. I even got some new funnels. Who would ever thought somebody would have collected funnels?
I remember those. We had a couple of those.
Yep. And on top of my display case, I have a bunch of items from the 50th anniversary.
Yeah, that was what, 2012, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah. And then on my second shelf, I have, kind of hard to see with the light on, I have a bunch of mugs and glasses. I have the ice bucket with the four glasses, which is a pretty rare item.
Yeah. That's beautiful. I love that cat head logo. That's my favorite of all.
Yeah. There's probably 20 more in there. They're just all buried. There's lots of them in there.
Wow. Good times are coming on the cat.
Yep. One of my favorite pieces, this is a piece of marble. Has the cat head on it.
Yeah.
Says good times are coming on the cat.
Would that have been an award or something? Or
From what I had heard, it was just a paperweight that a manager kept on his desk, but it could have been an award. I'm not sure.
Gotcha.
And I have probably about 20 oil cans in here.
Yeah. Spirit, the old Suzuki engines.
Yep.
Wow. Power purple lube.
Yep. There's a bunch in there.
Purple power lube. I got that backward there.
Yep. Got a bunch of belt buckles. Some of them are still in the case.
Wow.
I got both records. There's two records in there. Catting Around in the Year of the Cat.
Yes, I had the Year of the Cat back in the day. I've never heard that Catting Around.
Okay.
That's cool.
Got some more belt buckles here, still in the case. Got some cufflinks. Some more items from the 93 Cat Fest. And a bunch of placemats.
Wow.
I'll show you some more of those.
Oh, and I see the spark plug holders too. I love. We had a few of those back in the day.
Yeah. Yep. There's a bunch of them back there.
Nice.
Here's some more of those politically incorrect stickers.
Nice. Yeah, that is politically incorrect for sure, but I love it.
That's for sure.
That's cool. I saw the cat ferry. What's it say? Okay, just the address, Thief River Falls.
Now, these few pieces here are a little bit special to me because Penart Distributors was in Pennsylvania, and it's reasonably close to where my cabin is up in the northern part of the state.
Yeah.
And I remember as a kid going in there, and if I would have known then what I know now, I would have showed up with a tractor trailer.
Yeah.
All this stuff that we collect was in there in boxes and boxes and boxes.
Wow. Cases and cases of it.
Yeah.
The proverbial mother load.
Oh, it was. It was.
That's amazing.
And the gentleman that ran that was Paul Asper. And
Gotcha.
Edgar credited him for really pushing the brand forward on the East Coast. He moved a lot of sleds.
No kidding. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we'll go back to another bedroom here. I got some bags here. They're all in really nice shape.
Yeah.
Another one.
Nice. That's more from the 90s, that one, I think.
Yeah. That's
Nice.
probably late 80s, I'm sure.
Sure. Is that a stool, Arctic Cat stool?
No, this is another bag.
Oh, a bag. Oh, it's stood up on the end. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it was just up on the end.
Yeah. Nice.
Here's some of my favorite pieces. You know, a lot of people have the coats, but they don't have them in the bag.
Yeah. That's pretty darn rare. Yeah, that's going to be extremely valuable, I would think. Now, Jeff Nix is asking where are you finding these? Do you find these at shows or heydays or eBay, or how do you find a lot of these things?
Certainly you find a few things on eBay. That's still in the bag, by the way.
Yeah.
I post a lot of my items on the Vintage Arctic Cat Snowmobile Facebook page.
Yeah.
And it works out really well for me because I post so much and I get so many private messages from people that say, this has been hanging in my closet for 50 years. Would you be interested in it? Because I know you're not looking to turn stuff. And I get a lot of my stuff that way for sure.
Oh, they know it's going to a good home, so you're like a buyer of choice for
Right.
them.
Yeah.
That
Here's
makes sense.
another.
Once you get a
Here's
reputation.
another. Yeah. Here's another weird item. This is a box with just stickers on it that I assumed they put on items that they were selling.
Sure. Inventory stickers or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
nice.
a little knickknack.
That's cool.
I love the stuff still in the bags for sure.
Yeah, for sure. That's premium. And what's that odd shaped bag right there in this? Is that for boots or something, or what?
No, that's I don't know what you would call it, but it's made out of the material that they make covers out of. Supposedly that was something that was laying on a manager's desk. That's the rumor I heard. So I can't verify it, but that's what I heard.
Nice, yeah.
But it's about 10 inches long.
Now, would a miniature snowmobile go in there? Because it looks like the shape of a snowmobile. Is that what that was for?
Yeah, it's just the shape of a snowmobile. I don't think it's meant for anything. I think it was decoration. It was just to decorate a desk.
Yeah.
So we'll move in here. Got a bunch of gloves here.
Yeah. I remember those.
Yeah.
I used to love those with the stripes.
Yeah.
The purple and white and green. Yeah, that brings back memories. And the little buckle with the medallion there, the buckling medallion.
Yep.
Yeah. That is amazing.
I have some here with the tags on them.
Yeah. Brand new, never used.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And the purple gloves.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool.
Here, I have some that are in the bag, which is really cool.
Yeah, look at that. Now that's what, a sweater?
No, these are the mittens. They go with the coat that I'll show you in a few minutes.
Okay. Oh, those are big mittens.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah. Yeah, look at that. That brings back memories of seeing those hanging in the dealerships in the early to mid 70s.
I'm sure.
There'd be a wall of that stuff in any Arctic Cat dealership.
Yeah. And then here's these gloves or mittens still in the bag.
Yeah, very nice.
This is a unique piece. This is a woman's sash. If you look on YouTube, under Arctic Man video, under Arctic Man, you'll see the woman that was wearing this sash, which is pretty cool.
Wow, yeah. That was like a pageant, or was that is that at a race or something? She was Miss Arctic, or how did that?
Yeah, it was just at the races. Yep, yep.
Nice, yeah,
It's an excellent shape, and I'm really glad to have it. I really like it.
yeah, for sure.
We'll move on to another room here.
Now, Brian T. Wilson is asking if you have any sweaters, and I'm sure you do.
Well, we'll get to the sweaters.
Sure, yeah.
Here's a Tonka El Tigre.
There we go, yeah.
Still in the box. Perfect shape.
Yeah, that's cool.
One of my favorite pieces.
Yeah, oh, a clock, yeah.
The Snow Pro clock. It works, and the lights all work. And the best part about it is I have all 3 clock faces.
Wow. Oh, so you replace, yeah, I see what you're saying, yeah. So you can change that out depending on your mood.
Yep.
That's amazing.
These here are weird pieces as well. These were radio commercials on tapes.
Oh, no kidding. Reel-to-reel tapes.
Yeah.
No kidding. 1974. 1970. That's amazing. 1971. 73. 74, I think.
Yep.
73. That is unbelievable. I've never seen that, anything like that.
But
That's
they're
just
neat,
amazing.
they're neat pieces as well.
Yeah.
And then here we got, these go in the side of your pickup truck if you were a dealer.
Yeah.
They're magnetized.
Very nice. Oh, and the authorized dealer plaque.
Yep.
Very cool.
We got 3 lighters here. They're all in excellent shape.
Yeah, I love that middle one.
Yep.
That's amazing.
There's another dealer decal that I had framed.
Yeah.
Here we got a deck of playing cards. They're all here.
Nice. That screams early 70s, doesn't it?
Oh yeah. Here we go. We got we got a tie clip.
Yeah.
We got another tie clip.
That's wonderful.
Got cufflinks. And we got various necklaces and pendants.
Yeah. A mighty good feeling. I remember that campaign. Yep. The Panther head. Wow.
Got another cufflink.
Nice.
Another one.
Oh, I love that.
Work.
Yeah, I like that.
Clock still works.
That's amazing.
Got a couple styrofoam balls here.
Yeah.
A couple styrofoam cups.
Nice.
And we got 3 ties.
Wow. That's amazing.
This black one here is a rough one to get a hold of. From what I was told, they were given out to district reps. And I've never seen another one, except in pictures.
No kidding. So that's extremely rare.
Yeah. Here's a pack of coasters, still in the plastic wrap.
Nice.
Here's another unique piece. From what I was told, there was only 10 of these made, and they were given out to district reps. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. That's amazing. I've never seen anything like that either.
No, there's not many of these around, but it's certainly a neat piece.
Yeah.
And we'll move into here. A lot of people ask me, do you collect helmets? And I have one. They just take up so much room. So I have one that's still in the box.
Nice. I love that. I remember those. I remember really liking those too when I was a kid in the 70s.
Yeah. And there's a frame I had made up when I went to the 50th. Kind of hard
nice.
to see.
Yeah. Sure. That's
this
cool.
Picture here, this was signed by Jim Dimmerman and Bob Elsner.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty cool piece.
Yeah, for sure.
These posters are all original. None of these are repops.
Yeah, that's cool. The one to beat for sure. Champ after champ. It's the cat.
And then we'll move on to patches.
Yeah. Oh, and a placemat underneath there.
Yeah, one of those placemats.
Now, what's that one in top center to the left of the Panther? Oh, cheetah. Cheetah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. There's another one of those politically incorrect ones.
Get something exciting between your legs. You ride an Arctic cat. I love it. I remember those Speedy Gonzalez patches too. A lot of people had those back in the day.
Yep, I got one of those.
Purple is beautiful. Yeah. Oh, that you've been just scratched by the cat. There we go. Nice. You're right. You can never pull that off today.
No, you're good.
Next to sex, my Arctic cat is best. Yeah. That's amazing. There we go. Kawasaki. That's cool. Thought I saw a putty tat.
Yeah.
He did see a putty tat. These are amazing. I like the cat with the Ski-Doo in its mouth.
Yeah.
So that one in the middle of the screen there, there's like an El Tigre suit from maybe the late 70s. Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Very nice. Go, cat, go. I remember those. Speedy Gonzalez. You've just been scratched. I saw the Cat Factory. Nice. So they would give that out after a factory tour, it sounds like.
Yeah. This is actually a plastic bag.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of neat.
Nice. To put all your swag in.
Yeah.
Jason Erickson is saying if I decorated my house with all of this, it would be divorce court.
I've already been there.
Sure. I was going to say, you must have a very special wife to deal with all of this. This is amazing.
Yeah. So we'll move up here and go through some of these items.
Yeah, look at that. Now, what is that? A display rack? What is that in the center? I'm trying to make sense of that.
I don't know what you would call it. It's almost like something you just hang from the ceiling.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah. Like a mobile almost?
Yeah, a mobile.
Yeah.
Here's a bunch of
jackets and suits.
Yep. Here's a bunch of lounge pants. Most of them still have the tags on them.
Yeah. That's cool. I like those black ones with the 3-color stripes there. Yeah. I remember those.
This is a nice piece. This was still in the box with the tags on it.
Yeah. I like that box too.
Yeah. And then we'll breeze through some notes here.
Yeah.
They certainly made some unique clothing. I'll give them that.
Yeah, they certainly did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think all of the brands had some cool clothing, but it's just something really special about the cat clothing.
Yeah, it's certainly different.
Yeah. Because I remember, as a kid, we'd go trail riding with our friends, most of which had cats, and a lot of them had those cat jackets and mittens and helmets and everything. And I just have wonderful memories of that. But go ahead. Bowling shirts, nice.
Another bowling shirt.
Yeah.
There's a bunch here, that's for sure.
Yeah. I remember a lot of those. Those are amazing.
And you'll see when we get outside, I ran out of mannequins, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. I probably still have 50 or 60 face masks that I have to find room for. And I probably have 100 sweaters yet I got to find room for. And that's on top of the that are already out there.
That's amazing.
But here's a poster from 73.
There we go. Yeah. Arctic wear. Very cool.
A lot of people have these numbers on their sleds.
I remember those.
You would have found this at a dealer.
Yes, we had a 72 Cheetah with those numbers and letters on there.
Yep.
Wow, that's amazing.
Here's another one of those funky coats Arctic Cat made back in the day.
Yeah. That is cool.
Here's a kind of hard to come by coat.
Yeah.
When I show you.
That's got to be rare.
Shell.
Yeah. Very cool. Just catting around.
Here's another one of these mobiles that I didn't get a chance to hang yet.
Oh, yes, yeah. Oh, I like the one with the footprints.
Yeah.
That is so cool. Wow.
This flag has some history to it.
Oh, yes. Tell me, please.
That flag hung at the factory.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always loved that logo, too. I love when they had that embossed into the track back in the day.
Yeah.
And you could sometimes you'd see a track on the ground and you could see that you knew that an Arctic Cat had gone through.
Yeah. Here's some more bowling shirts. These are all brand new with tags on them with the collars still in the cardboard still in the collars.
Yeah, nice. Oh, I like those socks, the little toe socks there.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yep, we got some socks there. And we have some socks that still have the wrappings on them.
Yeah. That's amazing. Thanks for coming over. And I like that purple and black
projector. I have the projector.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
I have a bunch of tapes. I'm going to get some more tape. And I'm going to copy them all to DVD. I didn't try this out yet to see if it works. It's supposed to, but I want to get the tapes copied to DVD before I put them in there.
Yes.
So we'll get there.
Yeah, when you do, I'd love to share those with our audience. I'm sure they'd like to see that as well. Good times are coming on the Cat. I remember seeing that sign at the dealership.
Yep.
That's amazing.
This probably has to be the creme de la creme of my collection. I have the Icelander boots that were still in the box.
Yeah.
I have the Icelander coat that was still in the box. I have the pants, the stocking cap, the vertical stripe Icelander coat, which I'll explain the story to you in a minute.
Yeah.
I have the mittens. And I have the blanket.
Wow, the whole ensemble.
Yeah. Now, from what I was told, this coat here was, for better lack of terms, was actually called a prototype. As you can see, the stripes go up and down instead of horizontal.
Yeah.
And from what I was told, Arctic Cat made a few of these at the Rainy River, Ontario plant, and they sent them out to dealers to see which one they liked better. Obviously, the horizontal stripe one won out.
Sure.
But from what I was told, there was only a few dozen of these coats made, and to find one that's absolutely perfect from 71 is really something special. And I've been digging for this coat for a long time.
That's amazing. That's a real find right there.
Yeah, I finally got one.
That's
But
amazing.
the boots were still in the box.
That's crazy. That's cool. Now, is there anybody at home that would fit? Has anyone ever put on that whole ensemble and had pictures taken with it? Or
Yeah, I took a few pictures.
yeah, that's cool. Now, what is this here? Is that a mannequin or a mannequin
That's
with a
just a
V-neck on
cardboard
it? Or?
cutout. Yeah, it's just a cardboard cutout you would probably find at a dealer that they hung their latest bit of clothing on to showcase it, I would guess.
Yeah,
But I'm really, really, really happy I have this whole set. It's to me, it's really something special. I really like it.
that's amazing. And especially when you have the horizontal ones to compare too, that kind of completes the whole story you're telling too, that you've got both
Yeah.
versions for people to see.
Now keep in mind the sweaters that are up there and the face masks that are up there. And you'll see what I'm talking about in a few seconds here once we get
Okay.
outside.
Sure.
Like I said,
go ahead.
unlike the vintage guys that can pull their sled right off a trailer, it takes me hours to set stuff up, and it's a lot of work.
I appreciate you going through all that trouble today to set
Sure.
that up for this podcast tonight.
With a pen holder.
Yeah, look at that. Right on the executive desk.
Yeah. All right, we'll go out in the garage here. I hope the lighting works out. I did my best.
Sure. Oh, look at this. Holy cow. I think I've died and gone to heaven. I think I've died and gone to heaven. If heaven isn't like this, I'm not going. Wow. I see what you mean now by the mannequins and
Yeah.
yeah, that's amazing. What a collection. Yeah, that is sensational. Yeah, and Joe Tallow is saying thank you for sharing and for setting all of this up. And I echo that. I do appreciate that you set all this up today. This is amazing.
You'll like the front row here. We'll get to that in a minute.
Okay.
Most of these still have the tags on.
Oh, wow. That is amazing. Wow, it brings back so many amazing memories to see all of this. The Hatteen Cup. Wow.
Yep. And here's 3 of the fedoras.
Oh, look at that. Yeah.
This is the fedora that goes with those mittens I showed you.
Yeah.
And they have the feathers on them.
That's amazing. I've only seen pictures of those fedoras. I've never seen one in person.
Yeah. I have all 3 Eskimo coats.
Oh, yeah. That's amazing.
And here's the coat.
Yeah. That's wild.
Here's the 2 race capes.
Yeah,
One of my
I've seen those.
favorite 2 pieces, and they're in excellent condition.
That's cool. Very cool. Now, do you bring these to various vintage snowmobile shows and meets and so forth to display them?
Yeah, the biggest one I was at the Eastern Vintage Nationals up in Lowville.
Yes,
and
okay.
that was a good time.
Good. And you had a good response to these? People really enjoyed them?
Outstanding. I really had a great time.
Wonderful.
These are all sweaters. There's, I'm sure, 100 hanging here.
Wow.
With scarves.
That is truly impressive. Yeah. Oh, I like that white one. Yeah,
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. I like that one too.
that's nice. Yeah,
Some more scarves.
yeah.
I have to build more rack. I'm up to, I know I'm close to 200 sweaters.
Wow. Now, did you set these all up for this podcast, or is this always set up in your garage? Or
No, I set this up for the podcast.
oh wow, I really appreciate that, my friend. This is amazing. This is a genuine treat, and we're getting a flood of compliments too in the comment section. I don't know if you've seen those pop up on the screen or not, but Jim Pugh is saying, Robert, you are the Arcticat master of Arcticat memorabilia, and we're just seeing tons and tons of comments like that. Here we go. Here we are. We're in the mother lode now. Look at this.
I do have some blank dealer signs like that one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, look at that. The green body and the purple sleeves. I've never
Yeah,
seen
and
one like that.
this is one of those weird coats. It's so ugly, it's perfect. It's
Yeah.
almost like a canvas material.
Yeah,
And
it's so wrong, it's right.
yeah, and the gentleman, this is one of those other finds that how I stumble on some of this stuff. A gentleman had contacted me a few years ago and said, I remember buying this coat new, and it literally hung in my closet from the day I bought it. And I'd like you to have it, and I got it.
Wow.
It's perfect in every way.
Now this one here, is that a cat head print? Is that what that is? I'm trying
Yeah.
to That's amazing. That's amazing. I've died and gone to heaven. Wow.
We'll go over here.
The cat was here. Catfest 93. Yeah, I love those coats. Are those windbreakers or are those insulated jackets or
They're just windbreakers.
windbreakers?
These here are different pieces. These three here are actually shop coat.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we got two really special pieces here. We got the he and she lounge pants, lounge outfit.
Wow. Oh, look at that.
We got the eyebrows on the woman.
That's amazing. Oh my God. That is so amazing. What a time the early 70s were with not just all of the snowmobile brands, but Cat just had something amazing going on with their not only their sleds, but all of their memorabilia, their clothing and mugs, and they just
I almost
just
wonder
over the top.
I almost wonder if they made more money selling memorabilia and clothing than they did sleds.
That's entirely possible. I wonder if
Yeah.
there's a way to research that because I bet they did well on that.
They had to.
Yeah. 'Cause I
So
know
everything I showed you tonight, that's probably half. I just ran out of time, and it takes so long to set all this up,
Yeah.
but it's a lot of fun, and I'm glad you had me on.
Yeah, I'm really glad as well. And we'll have to have you on another time for some of the items you didn't have time to set up. Maybe we can rotate some different items on another podcast or something.
Yeah, it would be really great if we could do one on a Saturday where I could set these up in my driveway and line them up, because I have over 120 feet of racks and I can fill them and have left over.
Yeah, we should do that because I can record like this offline and then air it the evening of the podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
So that
that'd
way,
be cool.
if you get a day where there's some nice weather, you were anticipating some nice weather, we can plan on a Saturday to do exactly that when the
Yeah,
weather is favorable and at a time that's favorable and maybe when it warms up a little here in another month or two.
absolutely.
Yeah, I like that. That's amazing. What a special time that was, the early 70s with the cats, man. There's nothing like it.
Absolutely.
And
And
is that a cat cutter? Is that Go ahead. I'm
yeah,
sorry. What
I
were you
have
going
a,
to say?
yep, I have a cat cutter.
An
I have
LT
all the
grade.
parts to restore it. I'll get to it. I have an 81 Ultegra that I'm going to get to,
Yeah.
and I have a 2021 Thundercat. So I like the
Wow.
vintage stuff,
Yeah.
but I still ride.
Yeah, for sure. That's the ultimate trail machine right there.
Yeah,
And what's that sled
and I have
behind
a
it on the other side of it?
I have a
Oh, an old
73
cheetah.
Cheetah.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, the other one that's a ZR 5000.
ZR5000. Wonderful. That's amazing. Yeah. Next time you're on, you'll have to uncover that cat, that 73 cheetah.
Absolutely.
Because my favorite sleds of all are the 73 to 75 cheetahs and panthers. So
Okay,
on a future podcast, I would love to have a look at that.
absolutely.
Well, this is amazing. Yeah. Any final thoughts or anything else you wanted to share with us before we go? Or
I love going to vintage shows. And when I was in Lowville, New York, when they had the Eastern Vintage Nationals up there a couple years ago, there was a lot of people there. And my father and Amy had taken a break, and they went to go get lunch. And I was around the stand, and I noticed there was a fairly older gentleman. He was walking around and he was taking pictures. He finally came up to me and he said, "Young man, is this your stuff?" And I said, "Yes, sir, it is." And he said, "You mind if I take a bunch of pictures?" I said, "Please help yourself." And I was guessing he was probably in his mid 80s, early 80s.
yeah.
And he finally came back over to me and he said, my wife passed away a few years ago. And he actually had tears run down his cheeks. And he said, "This brings back so many memories. I've seen and remember so much of this stuff, and it brings back so many memories." And that there's what made the show for me. It was really neat to see a lot of people really enjoying my stuff, but that older fellow, that it really touched his heart. That made my day. I really like that.
Yeah, for sure. Because I'll be willing to bet that back in the day, he and his wife did a lot of trail riding, and they had the cats and the matching suits and the full experience. And I'm sure they have wonderful memories of doing that together. And yeah, I'm sure that
Absolutely.
brought back a flood of memories for him to see that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. Because I know it does for me as well. I mean, not the same situation as him, but just I was a kid and we had cats. Our friends had cats, and we all went trail riding together. And a lot of them had these suits, and it just brings back so many incredible memories of that wonderful
Yeah,
time. It truly was a golden age, not just of
absolutely.
snowmobiling, but just something magical going on with Cat in the early to mid
Yeah,
70s.
absolutely.
Yeah, just unbelievable. Yeah, I really appreciate you bringing this all out to show us, and just you having this incredible collection it truly is a phenomenon. I'm glad that we can share it with all these other enthusiasts who I'm sure are enjoying this.
Sure.
And I have to say that we have a record viewership throughout this whole podcast. A lot of times we'll have anywhere from maybe 50 to 60 people watching at any given time, and we've been over 100 several times tonight, and we're at 75 right now, and that's breaking a record for this podcast to be almost an hour in and have this many people. That's amazing. That's a testament to what you've got to offer here. That's keeping people on here.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling I would be willing to wager, if I were a wagering man, that you and I aren't the only ones that appreciate and have memories of this whole Cat experience from the early to mid 70s.
For sure.
Yeah, what an amazing time that was. Well, great. Yeah, we do have to wrap it up, but yeah, unless you have anything you haven't shown us yet.
That'll do it. And I really appreciate what you do, and I'm sure a lot of other people do, and I thank you very much.
Well, yes, thank you, and let's stay in touch. And what you talked about doing on a Saturday, let's as it gets a little warmer, let's plan on doing that, and we'll record some video that will air on a future podcast.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Bob.
You betcha.
All righty. Take care. Bye-bye. Wow, guys, what do you think of that? Was that amazing, or was that amazing? I am just blown away by that experience. Wow. I just had a mindgasm, I think is what it was. I'm at a loss for words at how incredible that was. It just brought back so many memories. Now, we've gone a lot later than we normally do tonight, so I'm going to change the format. I've got a few announcements, and then I think I'm going to call it a night because we're approaching an hour, and everything else that you see here on the menu, the program, we'll just roll that over into next week. But this was worth doing because I've just never seen anything like this. I love all of the vintage brands, but Cat is by far my favorite, and that period from the early 70s to mid 70s. I know I'm repeating myself, but to me that's the sweet spot, and Cat is my favorite brand, and just wow, what an experience. And I thank Bob for coming on to share that with us. So let's do a few quick announcements. We'll call it a night. Number one, we have a vintage snowmobile show next weekend, Saturday, March the 13th. In Island Pond, Vermont. That's just a half an hour from where I sit. I'm planning to be there, and I hope that you will come by there as well. And if you see me out there doing video with people, please approach me and say hi. I would love to meet you. Just all I ask is if I'm videoing with someone, if you could just wait for me to finish interviewing them and then just catch me and say hi. But yeah, do plan to go to that. It's right in the center of Island Pond at the pavilion. If you know Island Pond at all, you know where the pavilion is. And it's being put on by the Kingdom Grill, which is right next to the pavilion. So I plan on having some lunch there. So let's get into some more announcements here. So these are some sleds that were brought to my attention by Pat Yulee. Now, he has these Johnson, Evinrude, and Suzuki snowmobiles that were in his late grandfather's Wisconsin barn. And his grandfather passed away not too long ago. And he owns these, and he's looking to find out what they're worth and ultimately looking to sell them. Now, he says all of the motors turn over. He's wondering what these are worth, and he's also considering selling them. And since these were his grandfather's, and I'm sure there are a lot of good memories, if you do make an offer, please make a generous offer. But to contact him, all you have to do is search on Facebook for Pat Yulee. The last name is Ule, and that's how you would get a hold of him. You can also leave a comment here in the comment section, and he will be looking at the comment section over the next few days. To search for comments just like that, and maybe he'll reply to you in the comment section. Now, we've also got a 1973 Evinrude Snowmobile 35. That's the rotary engine. Everything works except for the primer. It runs, it turns over. Just the primer is not working. This sled is located in Bay City, Michigan, which I believe is home of the Bay City Rollers. If you were around back in the 70s, you know all about the Bay City Rollers. Love them or hate them. There's no ignoring them. But this sled is for sale. Call David at 989-225-2728. So before we wrap it up, let's get into the comments here. I think there are a few last comments. No, I think we're caught up on the comments. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the night. Tonight, I appreciate everyone coming on. I appreciate Bob coming on and sharing that absolutely incredible collection. That's just a time warp, like going back in time. If I know it's not possible to go back in time, but if it were, I think we just experienced it. Just absolutely amazing. And I thank Bob for doing that. So yeah, thanks everybody. And I'm going to wrap it up with this word from the nice folks at Mad Ramps. We'll catch you guys on the other side next week.
It's the ultimate combination of simplicity and ingenuity. The newest way to load, unload, and transport your ATV or UTV. The Mad Ramps Pivoting Ramp System. Made in the USA and engineered for strength and durability. Maneuver through tight places and over rugged terrain with plenty of ground clearance. No licensing, no ongoing maintenance costs, and no storage hassles like trailers. Won't slip or move like conventional ramps. Free up more cargo space in the bed of your truck. securely connects to your truck's receiver hitch, easily extends for safe loading and unloading, seamlessly retracts for highway and off-road travel. DOT approved in all 50 states and Canada. Quickly disconnects in under a minute. A unique space-saving storage system. The MadRamps Pivoting Ramp System. Go farther. Go faster. Go safer.
When you order using the link in the description, I'll send you 3 free Vintage Snowmobile DVDs. When you order using the link in the description, I'll send you 3 free Vintage Snowmobile DVDs.